What is up, you guys? Getting stream started up real quick. Let's get entered into this race before let's hop into. Oh, trying to grab my water. Let's take a sip of water. It's still early. It's actually about 11 o'clock in the morning. Just starting to wake up. Well, not early, but early for me. Don't work till later, so get the luxury of sleeping in. But as you can see up in the top or bottom right now, dropping a 41.5 as a record lap. So we are going to see if potentially we can beat that. I have done, I want to say, maybe 3-4 warm-up laps, and all of those were within nearly hundreds, actually my bad, thousands to millions of a second from my record. So feeling actually fairly good this morning. Nice and fresh after a long night's sleep. And, going into this corner, gonna get a good exit. Really good line so far. not the best entrance into that corner, but it's alright. Should be within a second of our best time right now, if I'm not wrong. And you know, that's not going to actually happen going into the wall right there. So coming out of the last corner, definitely not going to be anywhere near the record lap, but should be within a second or two. Decent exit through that first corner. Gonna gain by about 10,000th of a second. Not getting the best exit out of this corner. Maybe oversteering a little bit. We are gonna see if we can fix the exit of this corner. Getting a pretty decent exit actually, gaining fairly well on our Ghost. And we do know we can stick on this Ghost right here, and you know, we do know we are going to be faster on that section where we hit the wall. Getting actually a pretty decent exit through that corner. I do believe that was one of the corners we didn't get the best exit on. Yep, there we go. Gonna gain just a bit. Should be a 41-second lap potentially. And yeah, gonna be a 41-second lap. Very high 41, but losing a little bit of time. Coming across the line, looks like a 41.8, so about 3/10 of a second slower, maybe more like 4/10 slower than our record. And really, almost utilizing the lines really well right there. Actually, if we could have pulled that off, probably would have gained at least a 10th or 2 on our Ghost going into that corner. But looks like the race is gonna start actually right now. So let's do what things are looking like getting into it. And looks like we're going to be starting 6th on the grid. We have Ken Miles 69, one of the guys I've raced with before. Right behind us, anybody else that we know? Hasselhoff. We do know we had a little bit of some dirty racing with him the other day. I believe it was yesterday. Giuliano, I believe I've seen once or twice before as well. So the two guys ahead of us, about half a second. You know, the guy in front of us, I'd say about 2/10 of a second ahead. 2 spots ahead. Yeah. All right. So I might be wrong. Could be starting in 5th actually, but it looks like we got a fair amount of fairly fast cars ahead of us. The GTR, the Supra, the Ford, the Genesis, and another Genesis. So those being some very fast cars, definitely good in the straight line. Porsche probably not going to be able to keep up with it as much. The Porsche is having a better handling though through a lot of these technical sections, so we should be able to hopefully we'll see what we can pull off. But we are going to be starting on the medium tires, so the slower of the two. Hoping to get at least I'd say 5-6 laps out of those potentially, and realistically what we're going to want to do is when we pit, switch onto those softs, which are the more grippier and quick of the two, and really just stick to the dry, non-marbly sections of the track so that we're not slipping out and spinning out. Anyways, with this race starting, yeah, no, we are going to start in 6th place. So it does look like two Genesis, Ford, the Supra, GTR, followed by me. Looks like we have a Subi WRX behind us, Ken Miles 69. I have raced with him before, so we'll see if potentially maybe we can have a little bit of teamwork to get ahead of these guys ahead of us. I am hoping that, you know, this pack in front of us isn't too hectic. This first lap tending to usually get a little bit crazy. But we are gonna turn our radar on. A quick look behind us. We do see Ken Miles actually about 5/10 behind us. We're gonna back out of that overtake. We have the Nissan just making some contact, going into the wall. Apparently, I guess not seeing that we were next to him and driving right into us actually, so. Us not the blame for that. We did have the inside going into the next corner, and I guess didn't see his radar. That radar being on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see, you know, if a car is next to you or not. Not getting the best exit out of that corner, but so we're gonna slide down into 8th place. Out of this corner and gaining a little bit actually on the 2 in front of us. A little bit of contact in front actually, so that gap gonna come down to about a second, give or take. Actually, it does look like there may be a little bit of slipstream action, and they are somewhat swapping places, I would say. Getting a really good exit out of this corner, so we are going to bring that gap down to about 4/10 of a second and gaining. Maybe able to think about an overtake going into one of these next corners. And we do have, looks like John into the wall right there, so we're going to move up into 7th place. Pretty decent exit out of that corner. May be able to stay in the slipstream of the 2 guys in front of us. And yeah, it does look like we are going to be able to slowly get into this slipstream. And getting actually a very good exit to that corner. So potentially might be able to think about an overtake going into the final corner of the track. It looks like we have a yellow flag. Potentially someone going into the wall. Not getting the best exit out of the corner, but still on these guys' heels, gaining actually. So we may be able to utilize this slipstream to potentially gain some positions. And we do have Giuliano actually going into the pits right there. Going to be switching onto the soft tires. And not getting the best exit, but we are sliding up into 5th place. So moving up 1 position compared to where we were at the start of this race. And these guys in front of us definitely still somewhat battling. And actually getting a really good exit out of that corner, so I'm going to bring this gap down a little bit. Maybe able to think about an overtake going into this next corner. We are going to get that overtake done. It does look like he didn't see us on the inside there again. getting that move done with ease. Not the cleanest of moves, but we do have a driver actually in front of us, 10 miles onto the grass. So moving up into the 4th position. And gaining on 10 miles quite a bit here, so we may be able to take an outside line. And really on the bumper of this guy in front of us, so. So we do see the 1st and 2nd place person in front of us. We are going to think about pitting here soon. And that gap behind us about 4.5 seconds. And gaining. Really getting a decent exit out of that corner. And really getting some decent exits out of these corners. So. Really bringing this gap down. Might be able to think about an overtake going into the 1st corner. Give 10 miles, a little bump draft into 2nd place. And we are going to actually do a little switcheroo on the guy in 4th who was in 2nd place. So, getting a really good exit. So sitting in 3rd place at the moment with potential to hopefully maybe slip into 2nd. We are going to go ahead and pit on this lap though. Both me and Ken crashing right there. Sadly not what we want. Although we are going to be getting into the pits. Looks like they didn't gain too much in front of us, so. And Ken actually going off right there, so. So we are going to go ahead and hop into the pits right here. Why is this guy brake checking me? Alrighty. And it does look actually like we started on the softs, so we're going to be switching on the mediums for the 2nd half of this race. Which I wasn't quite aware of, but it is something we can make do with. A few of the guys having not pitted. I know Giuliano has pitted already. Other than that, I do not believe we've seen any pits from some of the other drivers. And looks like Ken get on those cold tires. Bit slippery. Having trouble finding that traction. jump down into 10th place. Awaiting a lot of pit stops on some of these other drivers. And actually me and Ken both kind of going a bit wide right there. Definitely on some cool tires. Got to get these things warm. Ken just, man, this guy. Wanting to work together with him, but Mario in front of us gonna sadly catch up. We are gonna get a decent exit. It looks like he did go wide behind us a tad. It does look like we may catch one of these guys coming out of the pits at the moment. It looks like we're gonna overtake 2 right there, so gonna slide up into 8th position. Not exactly where we want to be, but we can make do with what we have at the moment. These guys in front of us not really too far ahead, so we may be able to make something happen. Getting a really good exit through there. Gaining actually quite a bit on Ken in front of us. So that is our main goal at the moment, to just gain on the guy in front of us. Not getting the most optimal exit through that corner. Still gaining on Ken though in front of us, so we are going to just really put our head down and try and get this overtake done if possible. Losing a little bit of time actually right there, so we are going to see if Ken decides to go wide right here, and it looks like we have someone going into the pits right now. Should hopefully be able to attempt an overtake. It looks like we have Ken actually fighting with the guy in front of us, so this may be an opportunity to potentially gain some time. And yep, there we go, white light, and looks like we are going to be passing him, so moving up into 7th place. Him looks like just coming out of the pits right there. Looks like Ken actually overtaking Fabian in front of us. Fabian potentially maybe on some not so clean tires. Looks like Ken with a little incident right there. So we are going to gain a little bit of time actually. Just slipping down below 2 seconds, 1.79. It looks like Ken with maybe potential bump into the barrier right there. So that gap really going to come down to about a second at the end of this straight. We do see Buena at the front going into the pits just now, switching onto the medium tires. And getting a pretty decent exit through that corner, so that gap coming down below the 1 second mark now. Really making up some ground with about 2 laps to go. Making sure to stay high in our gear through that section. And it looks like we might have a penalty in front of us. We do! So it does look like we are going to see a penalty in front of us. Gonna make that overtake with quite ease. And it looks like Fabian actually going into the pits right there. So moving up into 6th position, where we started with 10 miles in front of us. Can we catch him? That is the question. And it looks like both of us making a slight mistake right there. Gonna gain some time, actually gaining a bit of time onto Ken right here. So really applying that pressure with 2 laps to go on the 9th lap right now. Gonna have 1 more lap after this. Losing a little bit of time through that section. We do know Ken is not the strongest through this next section though, so we should hopefully be able to gain some time. Gaining just a bit of time. Does look like we have some fighting at the front. Really good exit through that corner, so. And gaining just a tad bit on Ken here, so. Coming down to the last lap. Let's see if we're able to get it done. Looks like Ken maybe going a bit wide right there. Gaining a slight bit. We do have a mistake from Ken Miles in front of us. We are going to gain some time here, folks. We are going to see if maybe he's a bit overwhelmed, perhaps, going into this corner. Looks like we're going to gain a little bit of time, so maybe coming down to these last few corners, we may have the chance for an overtake, folks. Down at these last few corners, 10 miles and 5th in front of us. And making a slight mistake, we do see Buena going into the pits currently for an unknown reason. So I'm not going to be able to get that move done on Ken in front of us, sadly, but quite a good race, finishing in 6th place. Not too bad, I will say. So we have White Lightning, who came out of the pit section behind us, keeping that that place in 7th place. Hedgehog, who I believe was one of the top qualifiers, actually placing 12th place and last place. So gaining actually a little bit. Gonna tell Ken Miles was a good race. See if we can perhaps get a response back. So with this next race starting in 7 minutes, we are going to take a quick little intermission. I'm going to go use the restroom, you guys. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, and we are back. Gonna get a decent exit out of that last corner, so it looks like we may have time for 2 laps. See if maybe we can shave a tenth or two off of our record time. So we are gonna make sure for this race to start on these soft tires, the faster FD2, and perhaps try to go a longer distance without pitting, maybe a 7 or 8 lap pit strategy. I'm thinking 8 laps. Utilizing the grass right there. So it looks like it's not going to be an improvement, but we are going to see how close to our record time we're getting here. Hello, thank you for tuning in. Got about 3 minutes till this race starts, as you can see up in the top middle of the screen. So it is putting in some qualifying laps, seeing if maybe we can improve our qualifying time. Going a bit on the dirt right there, actually, sadly. It's going to affect our line a little bit. Ooh. I'm going to retry real quick. Lost focus. Looked away from the screen real quick right there. Just put in one good lap real quick before this race starts. Get locked in. definitely gaining on the Ghost right there. I believe it was a low 42 that we had dropped on that first lap. 142. Can possibly improve on that time. As you can see, that goes behind us. Making a bit of contact with the wall right there, man. It's not a perfect lap, but still potential to gain on the Ghost. Obviously, see what corners and straights we can improve on. Coming around this final turn. Yeah, not going to be quite an improvement, but we'll see if we can improve going in that one section where we hit the ball. So about 44 seconds to this race start. It's not going to get to a full lap, but I'm going to get about a half lap. Lose just a tad bit of time coming out of that corner. Not hitting that corner right today, you guys. Still getting a better exit, actually, surprisingly, than the Ghost, gaining, but we'll see if we can outbrake going into this next corner. Actually, looks like the race is going to start right now, you guys. Going to be starting in 4th place. A few of the guys from last race in this race as well. We do see Beth though from yesterday in our race, so good to see him again. So we're going to make sure to start out on those soft tires, the faster of the two. Is it not gonna let us? Oh, I see. Hasn't quite loaded yet. Alright, let's go to our car settings. Make sure we are starting on the softs. Gonna try and go as many laps as we can on these tires. And actually, yeah, we are gonna start on the softs. Being in the top 3. Actually, my bad, the top 4. So actually, man, you know, we are gonna make the decision. We're gonna switch over to the racing mediums. We are gonna take that chance. We do know the first laps, the track isn't gonna be as slippery. You know, there shouldn't be as many marbles on the track, so should hopefully be able to make some ground up. Obviously, the mediums being the slower of the 2 tires may lose some time on the guys in front of us if they're starting on the softs, but we will see what we can do going into this race. Finishing in, I believe it was 6th place where we started last race, so maybe we'll see if we can improve and gain a position on this race. So actually, maybe someone leaving. Looks like we have a starting in 3rd place. So going to be starting on those mediums. We do have two Genesis in front of us and a Genesis behind us. Those being some very fast cars, expecting the Genesis to most likely gain on us in this first straight, potentially going for an overtake in these first few corners. We are going to hope there's no contact. We're hoping we keep this race clean, so let's see how it goes, folks. Right there, get driven onto the dirt by Vet Boy, and gonna lose practically all of our positions. You hate to see that. Just what I was talking about. We were hoping there was no contact into that corner. We are gonna gain one more position, but gonna see if potentially we can stick with this big pack and hopefully not let those guys in front of us get too far away. So it looks like we might see a little bit of contact into this corner. We do a bit of contact. Going to gain on the guys in front of us. That Supra, definitely a monster through these straights. Looks like we are going to gain a position on Subaru behind us. The Genesis, sticking on Shane G in the Supra in front of us. We are going to see some contact right there. Going to stay in 9th place. This race very dirty at the moment. Hate to see that. Went a bit wide right there, but sticking on the Genesis in front of us. There we just see Wacko going into the pits. Gonna give Schaefer a bit of a bump draft right there. We have a car off the track right here. So gonna gain another position, slowly gaining our positions, but not in the way we would like. We are gonna gain on the Supra in front of us, having made a little mistake coming out of that corner. Getting a decent exit out of that, getting a decent exit in general. So gonna bring that gap down to about hopefully 0.6 of a second at the end of this straight. It does look like we have more contact into that corner. So we're gonna move up into 6th place. Slowly making up positions. Very decent exit out of this corner, so gonna really be on Shane's bumper. Crab's going for the switcheroo into this first corner. And I'm not gonna get that down. We just see Vet Boy going into the pits right there. Having started on the mediums, we are probably gonna pit next lap. Moving up into 5th place. So really, if I'm not wrong, from the looks of it, we have the top 5 in a group right here. Looks like Shane maybe making a bit of a mistake right there. making sure to just stay on the bumper of Shane in front of us. And actually getting a very good exit through that corner. So we are going to get that overtake done. We are going to slide into the pits right here. Making sure not to refuel, getting a quick pit entry and a quick pit exit. Going to lose some positions here, hopefully only sliding down into 7th position. And ideally what we're hoping for here is that the leader does not get more than about, I'd say, so actually, looking like that gap's coming to about 24 seconds, which is actually right where we want to see it. Coming out on the soft tires, the faster of the 2 tires, and some fresh tires, we are potentially going to gain some time. So if we can really bring this time down, when we see those guys in front of us pit, we are potentially going to catch them. It does look like we have Wacko here making a bit of a mistake. Us as well, going onto the grass a tad. Getting actually a really good exit through this corner, so we're going to give Wacko a bit of a bump draft, let him know, hey, I'm here to help. I'm potentially going for the switcher right here. Hitting the wall just a slight bit, not what we want to do right there, but that gap in front of us still about 24 seconds, so should potentially be able to catch these leaders when they hit. One person going into the pits in front of us. So we're going to move up into 8th position. And as they actually come out of the pits, looks like just there. Getting a decent exit, gaining a bit of time onto Wacko in front of us. I believe it's not pitted quite yet, actually. Gonna give him a few bump drafts to let him know, hey, you know, I'm working with you. But realistically, I mean, I'm not trying to fight this guy. I'm trying to gain some time. So we are getting to this point in this race where we should start seeing some pits and potentially be able to gain some of those positions back. Getting a good amount of time right there. And Wacko just shining pretty decently, but not a very good driver, just continuing to make us lose time on these leaders. So we are going to think about an overtake the next time we come into contact with this, and we're just going to slam our foot down and get that overtake done. No more messing about. pretty decent exit out of that corner. Still just losing time on this guy, defending pretty well. So it does seem as if we may be able to perform the switcher right here. And we are going to get it done. Yep, there it is, folks. Moving up into 7th position, Wacko, gone in the dust. Going to be able to start putting our foot down and potentially gaining on these leaders. Which is really just what we want to do at this point of the race. So there we see it. We do see number 1 going into the pits right there. Shane G. May be potentially able to catch him coming out of the pits, so this could be a huge moment in this race, a turning point to gain some positions back. Shane slipping into 6th position right there. It looks like Shane is going to come out of the pits just in front of us. So him being in that Supra, we do know we have someone to worry about behind us. Getting a pretty decent exit actually through that section. At this point, we're just going to start trying to put in some pretty good laps. Slowly gaining on the leader, actually. We're going to want to see that gap really start to come down. We do know Vet Boy in front of us by about 6 seconds has already pitted. Yeah, I believe Tubario as well, having pitted. Not getting the best exit through that corner. We are going to see Roadrunner going into the pits just now, so we are going to gain another position and slide up into 5th place. Very decent exit to that corner. Beginning to actually see Vet Boy in front of us coming into view, possibly having made a mistake. Yeah, we are going to see it come down to below that 6-second mark, hopefully within this next lap. That gap behind us, just above 3 seconds. We're going to see Schaefer in the pits in front of us. So that going to be a time for us to really dig our head down, and Hasselhoff going into the pits as well. So we are going to move up in position into 4th place. Perhaps into 3rd place, maybe, if we are able to catch these guys coming out of the pits, which would be a huge moment. So it looks like Schaefer coming out of the pits just now. Hasselhoff just coming off behind him. Gaining massively on Schaefer, so let's see if we can put our head down and perhaps go for an overtake attempt into these next few corners. gap in front of us just slowly starting to come down. Sitting in the top 4 at the moment. Getting a very good exit through that corner. And actually seeming to mess it up. Oh, we have Tubero going into the pits. So seemingly actually having not pitted, we are going to move up into 3rd place. So that gap in front of us, about I'd say 6-7 seconds, 40 seconds, and actually gaining. So on this last lap, what we are praying for is these 2 guys in front of us to just battle. And if that ends up happening, we are going to hopefully be able to gain. Although it does look like they are gaining quite a bit of time. Definitely flying through this track. Getting a pretty decent exit through that corner. Getting a decent exit through that corner as well. So that gap coming just below 5 seconds. Don't think we're going to be able to catch them unless we see a huge mistake in front of us. Coming around that final corner. It does look like have gained a little bit. That gap 4.5, give or take. But gonna be finishing in 3rd place. So not too bad. Starting in 3rd, finishing in 3rd. It does look like Wacko, who we had a little fight with during that race, did end up leaving the lobby, so not finishing that race. Getting a podium finish, and both of our ratings going to go up. So we are gonna text Shane G, tell him good race. And it does look like those 2 guys in front of us definitely having battled. So let's check out our rating. And looking like definitely maxing out our sportsmanship rating. That driver rating starting to really come up. So maybe with a podium finish, we may be able to rise it, and with the race after that, maybe rise it up to the B. We are gonna go to let's see here if I can find it. it's this one. No, it's not. Yeah, alright, for sure. No. I didn't mean to do that, you guys. We're gonna see if we can leave this, perhaps. Fuck that. We're not trying to do this, you guys. Yeah, for sure, it's pretty sweet. Alright, we're gonna get out of there. So after that race, feeling a little bit tired, gonna take a quick little 5-minute intermission, drink me some water, grab me a little snack to eat, and we're gonna get right into this race, you guys. Alright, what is up, you guys? We are back. So we got about 30 seconds till this race starts. Probably going to be the last race before we end the stream. Alrighty, folks. So we are going to see where we start on the grid here. We are going to end up doing that same strategy, starting on the mediums, going on to the softs at the end. So starting in 4th place, and we do have Medicine Man actually in front of us, who if I'm not wrong, we ended up beating yesterday due to a mistake on his part. So we are going to see if it looks like we actually have all these guys: M. Schaefer, Nobody, Medicine Man, Vet Boy, Tubaro, Roadrunner, Hazeloff. A lot of these guys have raced before. I believe Yamatime at the bottom I have seen as well. So looking to be a pretty decent race. Hopefully we can keep it clean. Let's see here, who do we all have? In front of us we have oh, I apologize, you guys. Yawning right there. So we have a lot of Genesises in this this lobby. Definitely some very fast cars. We are gonna hopefully be able to handle. So starting in 4th. And you know, if I'm not wrong, we're starting on the softs, so we are going to try and go for about 6-7 laps if we're getting to change. Alrighty, so starting out, 4th position, we're going to see if this first section is indeed not that dirty. That's what we're hoping for. Last race starting in 3rd and getting bumped at the beginning, so I believe we went down into about 10th or 11th position. Getting a fairly decent start off the rip. That Genesis behind us just definitely creeping. And actually going to be able to gain a position from the looks of it. So, do have the Genesis behind us. Definitely going to make some things hard for us. Not meaning to do that. We are going to go off track, let everybody pass, let everybody know, hey, didn't really mean to do that. And actually it does look as if maybe it could have been a lag spike that done that. Not getting a penalty from it. Not 100% sure. It could have been an early braking point on his part as well. So I'm gonna be sliding down into 6th position. Still within this top 6 at the moment. Exit, and we should be able to go for an overtake, hopefully into this corner. driving us wide right there. For honestly no apparent reason. Having the inside on that corner where we had overtaken, no reason to be driving us wide going into that corner. Definitely there's more than enough space going around that exit. So dealing with a few, as I like to call them, shit drivers in front of us. Are gonna see what we can do. Getting a decent exit. Oh, it looks like we have a big crash in front of us, perhaps. So maybe able to potentially gain right here. Track medicine man right there. So slowly starting to gain on the people in front of us. Starting to slam our foot down and potentially gain on these guys in front of us. We do have Hazelov behind us. We are going to have to worry about him making an overtake. We do have that boy going into the pits there. Starting on the softs, we are going to try and make up as much time as possible. Real late on the brakes right there, not exactly what we want to do. Still not losing too much time on Hazelov behind us. We possibly might have made a mistake on the exit of the finish line. Getting a very good exit right here, so gaining on Roadrunner in front of us, in 4th place where we have started. Good exit, so perhaps Roadrunner in front of us maybe making some mistakes, getting slightly overwhelmed. That gap beginning to come down towards the 1 second mark with 3 laps into the race, about 2.5. That gap now down at below the 1 second mark. And that gap really starting to come down, just below the 5 tenths of a second mark. Should be able to start engaging in that slipstream. Driving us off the track again. Just gonna give him a little chat. Next time we see Roadrunner, we will not be playing so nice. We're gonna put our foot down. We're gonna try and catch up to these guys in front of us. Just due to all that, you know, dirty racing, taking a bit of wear to our tires. Does look like potentially someone in front of us having left, so gonna slide up into the 5th position, losing time on. Actually, sounds like we perhaps had someone trying to hit us right there, hearing the sound of someone going into the wall. getting a very decent exit out of that corner. We do have some contact in front of us. Looks like Roadrunner just fighting very dirty with a lot of people in here. So next time we see Roadrunner, we're, like I said, not going to fight so clean. We are going to get Haseloff in front of us here. Nice little bump drop, let him know, hey, I'm going to work with you. Let's go get this guy. On the gas a little bit late right there. Getting on the gas quite early right there, so that gap in front of us is going to come down just below a second. Really good exit out of that corner, so we're going to gain quite a bit. Does look like Haseloff in front of us. Having just a bit, and it looks like someone in front of us, perhaps leading someone in 5th place. Does look like Haseloff for some reason stepping on the brakes into that corner, so we're going to get this overtake done. Wow, the contact is just absolutely unreal. Gonna make that switcheroo happen though. Hoping not to get any contact into the back of us going into this corner. And there it is, bro. So next time we see both of these guys in front of us, not playing nice whatsoever now. Just an example of how dirty the driving in these races can be. You know, 2 racers, both in 3rd and 4th. It's just really uncalled for driving. Making a really clean overtake, the switcheroo getting done. And for some reason, I knew it was coming. He was gonna drive me right off the track to deliberately right into us. Losing time now at this point. We are going to go ahead and hop into the pits. Just really no chance of catching the guys in front of us now. Really upsetting if you think about it. I mean, just downright out, like, uncalled for. It's quite stupid. We are going to switch onto the medium tires on lap 6, going into lap 7. Very upset at this point, dealing with some dirty driving. Going to slide down into last place from the looks of it. So hopefully able to gain a bit on these guys in front of us. These fresh tires definitely feeling a lot nicer. Medicine here going into the wall in front of us, actually going to lose a lot of time. Potential to perhaps gain a position right here. point, not really looking to play too nice with all the dirty driving that has been in this race already. Just quite uncalled for. Getting a really good exit on Astral right here. Gonna be able to use the slipstream to our advantage. Yama times. I'm gonna slip into looks to be 10th place, all the way down to the last place. So perhaps able to attempt the switcheroo right here. Stepping right back in behind Ashall. On the gas a bit early right there. We do have Medicine Man behind us, who most likely is going to attempt a bit of a dirty pass on us, having done the same thing to him. So moving up into 8th position. At this point, really looking for Hazeloff and Roadrunner. Not getting the best exit through that corner, so I do see Hazeloff going into the pits right now. Perhaps potential to catch him and go for an overtake. And, Medicine Man getting a really good exit out of that corner. Most likely going to get the overtake done into this next corner, assuming, actually it looks like there might have been a mistake right there. Hazeloff coming out of the pits just now, hopefully. Little bump. And this forcing another car off track. Alrighty. What a great penalty. The steward's just really deciding to pick on us right now. So we're just at this point going to be racing dirty. Really trying to come for Hazeloff. Little mistake. Going into the wall right there. Just not happy with the outcome of this race, you know? A lot of dirty driving on our part as well, but only due to the fact we're reciprocating the energy, you know? We kept it clean for the most part the first, I'd say, 5 laps of the race, and after pitting, just deciding, you know, we're not gonna be racing the same. So a few of the guys going into the pits, they're gonna have to serve this penalty. Sadly, due to some stupidity from the stewards, you know, us hitting him and then him forcing us off the track, somehow him not getting a penalty, but we are. So we're gonna serve this penalty right now. Move up into 7th position. C9 in the pits at the moment. It does look like Hazeloff and Astral fighting at the moment. Hazeloff is such a dirty driver. As you can tell, gaining on Astral right there. Looks like some more contact. As you can see, sparks potentially flying in. It does look like someone might have gone into the barrier right there. So at this point, yep, there's Hazeloff. Bye-bye, bud. Have a good one. moving up into 6th position. Not where we want to be. We do see Roadrunner potentially up ahead on the final lap. Gonna have some words for him and Hasselhoff at the end of this race. So we're gonna have some words for these guys at the moment. Some very dirty driving. Roadrunner and Hasselhoff, both two guys who kept it clean. I'd say the first 5 laps, first half of the race, and just overtaking both of them. I'd say probably about 2 times, and just continuously getting ran off the track and spun out by them. Still able to hold it down in 6th place, but gonna have some not so nice words for them right now in the chat. So it does look like Yama still running, perhaps being taken out. I do know there was a lot of dirty racing up. Roadrunner, it looks like, was a dirty racer. Hasselhoff, Medicine Man, a few different guys. So not really too happy with that. I'm gonna go through this and have some words for these guys. Fuck both of these boys. Gonna tell this guy to learn how to drive, and I think we are gonna end stream right there. Haven't done a few races today. Alright guys, so I'll see you guys on the next one. Getting a little bit nasty towards the end there. But have a good one. We'll see you guys in the next stream.